welcome,
Thank you.
Kit and Beth.
Thank you.
So today is September 23rd, 2025. And Kit and Beth are here to share some Vonnegut stories. And so I think to kick it off, Kit, we'd ask you to answer the question, what year did your family come and why did they come here?
My parents arrived on the island on August 14th, 1947. It was the 4th anniversary of their wedding. They delayed the arrival by 2 days so they could do that for sentimental reasons, I guess. They had been out here the year prior. They knew the Dunthorns, Gordon and Mary, I think, and he had known them when he was a teenager. They had a place in Maine, and they talked about this place. They had an island in Washington State. So after the war, it was, I think, he just wanted to get away, and so they bought a Jeep and towed a small trailer. Took them 22 days to go from Indianapolis to Guemes Island. 15 days on the road, so it was all back roads. Started the pioneering life. No electricity on the island. Telephone service, I think. But I think that they both just wanted to get away and do something exciting, so that's why they came here.
So they came from Indianapolis.
Yeah, my dad had grown up in New York City. His parents were actors, but after his mother died, he moved back to Indiana, where he had family near Indianapolis. So my mom grew up in Indianapolis, so yeah.
That's where they
Both
met.
from Indiana, Hoosiers.
So then your dad graduated from high school.
I'm sorry?
Where did he graduate from high school? I'm just trying to.
Culver High School. I think there were 26 people in the graduating class, pretty small number of people. And Culver, we've been to Culver just 3 years ago. We stayed at the Beth Vonnegut cottage on Lake Maxinkuckee, which was a place that my dad had stayed in when he was a child growing up. It was a family member's house. Over the years it had gone to rack and ruin and it had been renovated. And so now it's for rent, and we rented it and we explored Culver. It's a small town.
This is in
The
Indiana.
Vonnegut's had an orchard there, and we tried to find the orchard. I think it's all gone, but we did find the ruins, the foundation ruins of the house where my grandfather lived,
Wow.
right on the edge of what used to be the orchard. So it's a pretty cool visit. We enjoyed it. Good time.
So he graduated from school from Culver, and then he went into the military?
He graduated in 1940, and he worked in Indianapolis, lived at the YMCA, so he could go see my mom every night, go to her parents' house. They met at Butler University. It's a university in Indianapolis. And my mom's family wasn't very well off, and so she had won a scholarship for 1 semester to go to Butler, and that's where Dad was going. And during that 1 semester, they were both in an English class. That's how they met,
Lovely.
hooked up, and stayed together. And as not too long after Pearl Harbor, I think Dad, along with hundreds of thousands of others, volunteered. And spent a long time in training. He wanted to be a fighter pilot. That didn't work out, so he became a navigator. And then, they put him on a bomber and sent him to Europe. So,
Kind of a family story there.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I was reading that Walter was shot down over Germany on a mission.
The plane got shot up, and the bailout order was given.
Okay.
This is on their second mission.
Second mission.
And he bailed. This is something I learned from my mother. She had this wonderful scrapbook of, this World War II stuff, and one of them was a clipping she took out of the paper, and it said, "How to bail out of a flying fortress," a B-17.
Wow.
And I learned that the first person who should bail out is a navigator. Because if your plane's going down, you don't need the navigator anymore. So anyway, he bailed and some others, more than half the crew bailed out. Well, one guy jumped and his chute opened too soon. And so he was still banging on the underside of it. And while the two that were remaining were getting in and getting ready to push him out again, they realized, hey, we're still flying. We could make it home. And so they did.
Oh,
I believe it was over Netherlands, not over
Yeah.
Germany.
okay.
And some of the local people came running out to help them, but almost right away the Germans were right there as well.
So Netherlands was
Yeah.
probably already occupied.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And then he spent the rest of the war in a German prison camp.
I'm sorry, he what?
Spent the rest of the war until 1945?
Yeah, a year and a half in a POW camp.
Year and a half, oh.
You know, it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Did he have to go on any marches or anything?
That was Japan.
No, they,
Right.
you know, they put on plays there, they had got
He was
Red
an
Cross
officer.
packages,
Yeah.
letters.
Yeah, he was an officer, so it was totally different from like what happened to Kurt Vonnegut, where he got sent to a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, similar story, though, remarkably similar story.
Yeah,
And they were cousins, is that right?
Second cousins.
Second cousins,
They were,
Kurt and Walter.
each of their grandfathers were brothers. Bernard and Clemens.
Clemens.
Did you ever meet Kurt yourself? Did you ever meet Kurt? You're too young to have met Kurt, or did you ever
met
meet him?
Kurt. Tell him about meeting Kurt.
Oh, well, I met Kurt when I was a baby because he was at my christening.
Nice.
He's my godfather, actually, and I
Oh.
got the certificate to prove it.
Nice.
But the only time I actually met him was he was on a college speaking tour. It was at the University of Puget Sound. We lived in Bremerton at the time, so went down there and, you know, after his talk, he was just surrounded by people and he was smoking a cigarette and tapping the ash into his palm. And, you know, I introduced myself and I told him who I was and who my parents were, and he recognized me. I mean, he knew the name and all that, but what I wanted to do is take him to a bar somewhere.
Yeah.
A quiet corner and talk, and I didn't.
Never had a chance.
alright. So your parents met at Butler University?
Yes.
And then got married, and then decided,
They got married, well, 3 years after they
Met?
but yeah, he was in Tennessee at an air base there. They got married, and not too long after that, they flew overseas.
they flew overseas.
Hmm?
I don't know about that part of the story. They flew overseas.
Overseas.
You know, he went into the military,
Okay.
that's when he left.
Okay, got it, okay,
Right.
got it, okay. So after he got out of the military, what happened?
After Dad got out of the military,
I'm just trying to find out what happened between getting out of the military and coming to Guemes.
oh, well, my parents saved everything, and when my mom died, my dad gave me boxes and boxes of stuff. I've already referred to a scrapbook mom kept, hundreds of letters, my baptismal certificate, just all sorts of valuable things. And so as a result, finally, after all these years later, I've made a family history album out of it, you know, scanning things and putting things on the computer. So I know that when Dad was coming home, that he sent a telegram saying that he was very happy to be coming home and that he wanted vegetables.
Wow.
So I got the telegram, it says that. And the picture of he and Mom, where they, you know, when the first day he was back. He decided to go to college and went to the University of Chicago. And that's where Kurt Vonnegut went at the same time. And they had been friends as teenagers in the 30s in Culver, Indiana. And then again after the war for, you know, a few months. I was born there. Why they decided at that point to go to Guemes, I'm not sure exactly, but.
How old were you when they moved here?
Hmm?
How old were you at the time they moved here?
15 months. So, yeah, they drove out, they were both 24 years old, leaving home, a long way from home.
Yeah.
They had me, a 15-month-old, and a cat. And a cat bag is how Mom put it. I don't know what a cat bag is, but doesn't sound like the cat would have enjoyed it very much.
22 days.
Yeah.
Heard that, right?
22 days, 5 days in the Badlands and 2 days at Grand Coulee Dam, so that they could arrive on their anniversary.
Nice, yeah, nice.
So,
Okay, so then they moved to Guemes, and their friends were the Dunthorns, and
yeah,
then,
they rented a little house from the Dunthorns, and immediately Dad started cutting down trees. He hooked up with Jack Schiller, a logger on the island, the guy who had the dynamite.
I know, yeah,
And
For the stumps.
just started building a house, a log house with a big tower with a cistern at the top that held, I used to think it was for rainwater, but I looked at the photos and it's got a roof on it, so they pumped water up and then everything was gravity feed for the faucets, and later when there was a toilet, and all that
Wow.
kind of thing, then we called it Tower House. And we were gonna live there a couple of years before he moved into the new house.
Oh, yeah.
It was 5 years, 90-some trees later.
So this is in Seaway Hollow neighborhood? Seaway Hollow?
We were on the rise to the west of Seaway Hollow,
Oh, okay,
above the hollow, if
Oh,
you
yeah,
will.
yeah, okay.
I think the Stockton's house was
Yeah.
closest to ours.
The tower house is still there.
Yeah,
Oh, it is.
It's been remodeled so that it has modern amenities, not much bigger, but it is still there.
Yeah.
yeah, somebody
It's a
fancied
lovely
it up.
little place, for sure.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
it's
it
a
was
tower,
pretty
and
cool.
then there's a little house on the top. Yeah, oops,
And then, I do, again, because of these boxes of things that my parents left for us, for me, I found a letter which Mom had written back to her parents. The day she wrote the letter was the day they drove the first nail into into the tower house,
Yeah.
just starting that work.
the
just
powerhouse, wow.
Basically weeks after they arrived on the island, so didn't waste much time making the place. And I don't remember a whole lot about living in Tower House, but I do remember the outhouse.
You would.
And Dad had cut a crescent moon in the door, my mom had made a
Classic.
sign that said, "Open or busy."
Busy.
And I didn't much like using it because of spiders, but I was a kid,
Okay.
so.
So he built the tower house, and while he was, in the process of building the tower house, is that when he became a teacher on the island?
Yeah, I think he realized he needed a job, and so applied for it. I'm not quite sure the mechanics of it. He didn't have, well, he had a degree from the University of Chicago, but I don't know if it had anything to do with
Teaching.
teaching. I know later he went to Western and got a certification for teaching, but that might have been after he moved to Anacortes to teach there. Yeah, he was the teacher there until the 52-53 school year, when
When
his
you-
oldest son was
Yes.
gonna be.
He
And
spoiled it
again,
for us because
in
he
a letter,
left.
in one of those boxes, my mom had written home to say, neither of us think it's a good idea for a kid's first teacher to be his daddy. So,
And that was 52?
yeah, the 52-53. So Glenn
I-
probably
yeah.
remembers him as a teacher.
Oh, yeah, he was my favorite,
Oh,
for
great,
sure.
that's cool.
He was good. Four grades, you moved at your own speed and helped one another. One-room schoolhouse stuff. And they tried to emulate that later, but he was doing it until Kit was gonna come, and then he moved, and then they brought in teachers who weren't quite as good.
Mrs. Miles.
Mrs.
I
Miles.
remember Mrs. Miles.
She was your first teacher, I'm sure, yeah. And she didn't like, I don't know, she didn't like it, she said I was a troublemaker. But actually I wasn't, I just was able to go faster, and so it was all redundant, and she wouldn't, like, I said, but I was doing this, and because what you did is you worked at the speed you could do, and you just moved on around, and it was great. And I said, well, I'm not, I was back, I did that last year, son, I'm doing this. No, you're not.
Oh,
That's
oh,
pretty
that's
typical.
tough.
Kinda
That's
stifled
That's true.
That's tough.
my speed.
Yeah, well, now, Bud's memory, I don't know why he would know and you wouldn't, because were you guys in the same grade? Cause he remembers marching, that your dad had them with music, he had music, they would march,
That was Lee and I.
I think,
That
might
We
have
marched-
been Glenn.
We used to march.
That could, maybe it was Lee,
It had to be Lee.
yeah, well, it would've been Lee, yeah, okay.
Lee and I were up there.
Oh, I'm sorry. He taught my cousin Louise Hofferkamp.
Yeah.
Do you remember her?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. He was her favorite teacher too.
Yeah, we used to, he had like John Philip Sousa or whatever stuff, and march around the, we had a lot of fun. Play baseball, you know.
He probably did not like the stand and deliver kind of thing.
No,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were
There
outside
you
a
go,
lot.
there you go.
Foot, or snowball fights, you name it.
Do you remember, Glenn, that walking to school, it was uphill going to the school and also uphill going back home?
Of course.
I thought it was level.
Maybe it got leveled out later.
So when he left Guemes professionally, you know, because you were still living here, what did he do in town?
He got a job at, what do they call, Central Junior High School as a math teacher, which, I don't think he liked very much.
Yeah.
He did that for a number of years and then went to the University of Washington, got a master's degree and moved to the high school where he taught English and drama.
Which is perfect.
Where was,
Yeah.
where was Central Junior High School, where was that?
M Avenue?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
M
I don't know what's there now.
Oh.
It's not there
Kinda
now.
where the middle school
Yeah,
is,
it's
yeah.
Okay.
It's
It's
M
just
and,
Within
Actually,
a
I've seen the
stone's throw of
stairs.
Dennis Palmer's house. I
No, it's still there.
remember that.
no, it's not.
And the Armory, I think, is across the street.
Yes, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stairs were, I remember seeing the stairs, cause Bud said, oh, that's the Centralia. So then, so he probably loved teaching English and drama, and then I recall, so what year was that he retired from teaching? Or do you remember? You don't have to remember.
He was in his 50s, so born in 1922 plus 50 is 72, so sometime in the 70s,
Okay,
I'd say.
okay. And then he got very involved in the ACT Theater in town.
He was one of the founders of the community theater in Anacortes. That was in '64, I think, the year I graduated from high school. And there was just, he and Mom both deeply involved in the theater, either backstage or on stage as a director, building sets, whatever. So he'd been a child actor as a child because both his parents were actors and they lived in New York, and occasionally he'd get a child's role on Broadway.
Wow.
So, and again, those boxes they left for me, I've got the program with
Oh,
his name
oh,
on it.
fun. That's great, those are treasures.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, nice family history.
When he was 10, he was in Wilderness, and what Cohan's wife gave Colonel a Mickey Mouse, and that was the first year that Mickey Mouse was out. And we still have that Mickey Mouse
Oh.
too. So,
Yeah,
yeah, and
just-
there's pictures of Colonel sitting at the dinner table while they were on stage, that kind of thing too, so.
Yeah, he got $30 a week.
And he got to eat dinner at the table.
That's right.
I remember him
Dinner
saying
was part of the
that.
play.
Dinner was the play.
He built sets, he was a carpenter and did a lot of carpentry, built the sets for the plays, according to his obituary.
Yes.
Yes,
I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
he built sets, carpentry,
Yeah.
Oh,
Hammer,
yeah,
nails.
yeah, very much.
yes.
And he was a skilled finish carpenter too. I've got a binder at home with photos of things that someone at the church put together, the things that Colonel or Walter had made for the church, bookcases and cabinets and desks and that kind of thing.
For the church, for this church?
No.
No,
No.
the Methodist Church in Anacortes, that was the church that they were.
Yeah,
members
later
of.
on, in the eighties and nineties maybe.
Yeah, that's where.
I have a
both
desk
their
that
memorials.
he made for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Christmas present, but I think
That's
that, they had an old bed that had a headboard and a footboard, and he cut those up and made a desk, I still have it.
Incredible, nice,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Where is that?
Where the computer sits, that's the desk that Colonel made.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's pretty funny.
And I got that in the fifth or sixth grade,
Yeah,
great.
nice.
So Kit, so you graduated from high school in 1964, correct? And so then what was your life path? What did you do after you graduated from high school?
Are you asking me what I've done since 1964?
Well, no, just like, did you wanna be a teacher, did you wanna do music, what was your,
For some reason, I wanted to major in theater, so they didn't have a theater department at Western at that time. It was part of the speech department, so my degree is, BA in speech. And Beth and I have both done a lot of theater in the years, the years that we've known each other, which have been many years. And she's currently a costumer at the local community theater where we live, and there's
wow,
up to here with the current show. So I inherited that interest, I guess, from my father.
yeah, well, it's in your blood, right?
Yeah,
It's in your blood. Okay, so you went to Western and majored in speech,
Yeah.
with a kind of an accent on theater. And then what happened with you?
Well, I got a draft notice and I went into the Army and spent a couple of years in Germany, and came home and met somebody, the wrong person, got married, got divorced. Then I met the right person, got married, we had our son Sean, and we've been married for
Yeah, almost 48 years.
48 years. That's probably nothing compared to some of you.
Yeah,
Still.
yeah.
And we lived in Bremerton for many years, and then we, because of work, she got a good job in Bellingham, moved to Bellingham. And then we've sold that house because it was too dark in the summertime. It was too many trees, we were on the backside of a hill. It got dark at 3 o'clock in the middle of August, and we said, we need more sunshine. So we found a place and got lucky and found this little bungalow on Weiser Lake, just outside Linden, and we've been there for 25 years. The longest either of us have ever lived in any one place in our entire lives.
Yeah, yeah. So what did you do as an occupation?
Well, for a while I worked for the power company, office work, and then for the last almost 20 years I worked at a place called WorkSource.
Right, I think I
Job training for qualified people.
yeah, yeah.
You forgot that you worked for the federal government for quite a while.
Oh, I did. I worked for the Veterans Administration for 6 or 7 years, right.
Okay.
And we lived in Bremerton, and I commuted to some of my jobs, so we really learned to hate the ferry. It's an hour ferry ride from Bremerton to Seattle, so
Yeah,
this one here is
Intense.
a real pleasure, only 5 minutes.
yeah, well.
What's your honor?
Yeah, so
You
convenient.
just have to get on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nothing
Kit,
like Bremerton waiting for that huge ferry, and you're the last one in line, and the
Oh,
ferry leaves
yeah.
without you.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Been there,
So
done
Kit, were you always involved with theater along the way?
Started in high school. I was
Yeah.
in high school plays.
But how about when you're, the middle years there?
I mean, no.
It sounds
there
like
was-
Beth was interested in theater as well.
Yeah, it was about 25 years where I didn't do any theater. We both were involved in Bremerton at the community theater there, and then when we moved to Bellingham, we didn't do much of anything until about 15 years ago. We connected with the community theater in Linden, and everything from selling tickets to making the programs, to designing posters, to being on stage, backstage, stage manager, running
Yeah.
lights, and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
The whole caboodle. So, people were gonna say one of your favorite memories of living on Guemes. I'd ask you that first, I think.
Favorite memory of living?
Or
in
just
Guemes?
one of your favorite, that's too hard to say, one of your favorites.
Yeah, there's so many. I remember, summers, at Jack's Pond. That was good. For some of the parents brought in, probably your dad and my dad brought in sand, so there was a sandy beach. And it was always warm. And there was this muskrat that lived in the pond too. That was nice.
It's
I
on
enjoyed
Eden's Road,
Jack's Pond. And it was
between
always
the
warm.
playground and
Yeah.
Neil's farm.
Always warm.
Yeah, now it's sad to see that it's all grown over.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess, you
yeah.
can't even tell it's a pond.
Yeah.
Where is that on your property?
No, it's up, just past where the old Ashback's place is, just the next spot. That's where Jack Schiller lived. Jack Schiller is the one that dug
Sort
it.
of at the beginning of the.
So
Yes,
for
I
people who
know.
don't know those names and locations.
Yeah.
That's on section.
The place where.
Section
Section.
Avenue is that,
Section Avenue.
Section Avenue.
So it's
It's
I
roughly,
was wrong.
what's it, roughly the Guast place then?
Oh, no,
That's
Past
right
that.
on the corner, no, the Jack's Pond was probably half a mile up the road.
Okay.
It's on the way to the Vonnegut's house, which was
Right.
just past it and then around the corner.
On the left or on the right?
It was on the left.
Okay.
Yeah, today, even if you're riding a bike, you'll just ride right by it, it looks like a wet spot on the side of the
Yeah.
road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kinda like the valley where
No.
Oh.
the beavers have come in.
Yeah, that's the new pond.
Yeah.
The other thing I remember is going to your folks' house after Christmas caroling. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Right around on the, I don't know what we had, on the hay truck and carol all around now and it ended up at your house. It's great.
I remember lots of talking about, the Thanksgiving, that everybody came for the Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah, and
The church.
the original church, it was, I don't know if, I guess it must have been island-wide, but it certainly, not everyone on the island came to it, but that was nice. Big feast, and afterwards, the adults would play bridge, and the kids would, if it was raining, play in the kitchen, and if it wasn't raining, go into the woods and get in trouble.
Yes, it continued for a long time, the Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know why, what happened with it, but it hasn't happened for at least 25 years.
Oh,
It was a
wow.
tradition, one of those traditions that got lost on Guemes.
At
So
this
about
church?
Yeah, that was it.
Smaller.
The Thanksgiving, what about the salmon?
Oh, the
Salmon barbecue.
Yeah, that,
Those were good.
yeah, that was,
That was,
October
Yeah.
18th.
that's not
In
there
fact,
anymore.
one of the, in this box I brought, I've got a photo of a shot of the first salmon barbecue on the beach, all the people and, lined up paying for it. And my dad, bless his heart, had written the name of every person in that photo.
That's a treasure,
So
yes.
I brought that for the
Okay.
archivist to.
All right, before we get into your box, is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Well, I think about living on Guemes, and knowing now that the house, the new house, the ranch-style house that Dad built is gone, and there's some huge mega
Yeah.
mansion there.
Yeah.
Every time I flip through that family history book that I made, and this picture's in the book that I'm gonna give you guys, I come to a shot of the house I used to live in, we used to live in, it's like, oh, paradise lost.
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I just have memories, so I don't wanna go down that lane and
Besmirch
look
it.
at the new place at all, I just wanna,
well, it's gated now, you can't get in anyway.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, true.
I remember, what was Bud's little sister?
Sylvia?
Sylvia, yeah. Your mom had a baby shower for Sylvia, and I have pictures of that, but yeah, that house was very beautiful.
It was nice.
Beautiful views, yeah.
Well, and speaking of ashbacks, I was reminded that one of the texts to Bud recently, about these arrangements, he said that he'd, taken his brother David to, the hospital for something, and, it all worked out, and I thought, David, oh, little Waddy, remember that?
I know he was a
And it wasn't
vagabond.
Sylvia, it was baby Sylvia.
Oh,
I always think of those two that way.
Little Waddy. I gotta write that down.
Yeah, Little Waddy, I guess because he was little and just a wad, or
Waddy.
maybe David with a W in it, I don't know.
Yeah, and David's like huge now.
He's a big guy.
He's a big boy. I'll have to recall, I'll have to remind
I can
him.
imagine now,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'll have to remind him of that, yeah, yeah. Is there any questions anybody else would like to ask?
Do you have any memories of your dad's work bringing electricity to the island? That was, when you were still quite small, your dad brought electricity
Oh,
to the island.
I don't have any memories, I don't have any real memories. I have a memory of a photograph in the newspaper of my dad and your dad and some other island men in their suits with Puget Power representatives. And,
when they-
you know, the headline on the story
When they sold it to Puget Power.
bringing, but that's all.
Was
I
that in
remember.
the American, Anacortes American? That photo?
Or it might have been, the American had different names, it was the Mercury for a while. And my mom's shorelines essays all did get published, and I've got every one of them.
Oh, that's
All
great.
right, well, let's bring out the box.
I wanna ask
Alright.
one question. How old were you when your baby brother was born, Ken?
Three,
Three?
almost three, yeah, 2 years, 9 months separate us. And, again, those boxes my parents left me, I have not only my hospital bill
Oh,
in
jeez,
Chicago, but I have the
Charge
bill
back.
for Ken's birth too.
That's pretty funny.
that's great.
And of course, I put it in the family history book.
That's
All
great.
right.
Well, let's see here.
Do you wanna just put it on the table?
There's
Maybe
a
on
lot
that
of stuff
chair.
here,
Oh my gosh.
and I'll try to be thoughtful about how I distribute these things. Well, I'll start with a gift. This book is entitled The Vonnegut Family on Guemes Island, August 47 to December 1962. And it's,
Oh, boy. Oh.
you know, it's a scrapbook.
Oh, wonderful.
And Glenn, you're in a couple of these photos,
What were those dogs' names?
right there at Guemes, right there at
Biscuit and
Jack's
Patty.
Pond. You can pass that around and have
Okay.
a look at that.
What were those dogs' names? There were two of
Everybody
them.
here.
They always-
Biscuit and Patty.
That was it, Biscuit.
Right.
Who's the archivist?
Right here.
And you were, you didn't, okay, you've got a higher quality scanner than I do.
Probably, yes.
Mine's just a desktop.
Very
you know.
professional.
And a lot of the photos in there were scanned on my little scanner, but a lot of them I just took a photo and got the camera and it worked out great.
Yeah, yeah.
But some of the pictures you wanted specifically, that group photo of all the people in the snow,
Oh, right.
Oh.
here it is. I looked for the negative, couldn't find it, but if you can make anything better out of that, which I'm sure you can, than I did, there's that. And so I think what I'm probably gonna have to do is leave these books with you, because if you take the photos out, you tear them, they're.
Yeah, no,
glue them
they're-
in.
yeah.
So there's that, and anything else that you, think might be, well, those are
Yeah, I
high school
have
pictures, you
people
don't want
like
those.
John,
Like, not that one, for example,
Who is that?
girlfriend. Okay, so there's that. And Dawn will be pleased with this. Actually, you all will be. Mine, and we'll just leave the box. This, no, this is from the Seattle Times, I think it is. I know, Glenn, you probably recognize that.
Yeah.
That's the view from our house on Guemes.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a,
that's
that's a,
really cool. Who
that's
did
a,
that?
wi- that's
Appeared
a,
in
it's a wicker, isn't it?
pictorial section of the
Look at those clouds, that's gotta be a wicker.
Times in 1960.
No, it's
Obviously, a
not.
photographer came out
Peter McAllister.
and took a picture, took it back to their watercolor artist, and he did this. The sailboat's a little fanciful, I saw one, but there's that.
Very nice.
And then this is just filled with old newspaper
Oh
clippings
my
from back in the day, which
Wonderful.
may be, oh, and Don, here they are,
Oh, yes, good.
every
Yes.
single one of them.
Yeah, you'll find them in here. I put them in here.
Yeah, this
Shorelines
is all
along
of them, you just got a
This,
couple
I just have
there.
two.
With HMV.
Helen McFarland Vonnegut. And so there's this, which may or may not be of historical.
Oh, I think it
interest
is.
in some cases.
That's amazing.
And this is just photo albums. I've marked the places in the books for photos that I had sent that you wanted
Oh, right,
better versions of,
yeah.
or to make better versions. I'll show this one to Glenn, because he's in it.
Incredible photos, really high quality.
Remember that Christmas?
Oh, yeah.
I don't either,
Oh, my
but
God.
1954.
Those are higher quality photos than your average snapshot. Somebody must have been a photographer.
Yeah, well, his dad was. He
Oh,
took a lot of,
okay.
he took that photo and a nice portrait, which is in here, of our family.
Interesting. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Those kids.
Let's mark the page. And again, an individual photo or two. Oh, I like this one because it shows me, Bud, and Arn.
Oh, I asked Arn to come. Great, that's cute.
Yep.
That looks like Arn.
Yeah.
So, and much of what's in these books isn't relevant, but I did mark the ones that either I thought was relevant or ones we've already talked about. So you're welcome to go through them. We'll just have to make arrangements for me to get all this stuff back.
Oh, good excuse to come back, that's right. Yeah, good excuse to come back and see
Yeah.
us again.
This is, we had a friend named Judith Owens Lancaster who was a member of the Samish tribe, but we also knew her through theater in Linden, directing shows, Beth costumed several of her plays. And we didn't realize it until late in our friendship with her that she also had spent time on Guemes from 1940 to 1947. And so we have a mutual interest in family history. And so this is one place where it intersected. So this is her memories of life on Guemes during that period. She was related to the Blackentons who were in the cemetery. We came over to the island 2 or 3 years ago, went to the cemetery and found those headstones, found the house that she had visited when she came in the 40s, et cetera. So
Yeah,
there's
That's very
this.
cool.
Yeah, that house is down by
And
the
this
ferry dock.
is
The yellow one?
her memory and also that book.
Oh, wow.
If you need to
Yeah.
pull a page
That
out of it
would
or
be-
something, so
yes.
there's that.
Uh-huh.
And believe it or not, you wanted a picture of Tower House, that's the iconic photo.
Oh.
This is the original, a dinky one.
It's tiny.
And here's one that's bigger, and the house is bigger, and it's the big winter of 49.
My goodness, kid.
And
Fabulous.
School.
This desk came from the Guemes Island Schoolhouse, saved by Helen and Colonel Vonnegut, donated by Beth and Kit Vonnegut, 2025.
All right.
Oh,
With screws.
Wonderful.
You guys get to decide where to.
Okay.
Nice.
Picture of the schoolhouse just before it was torn down, taken by Bud Strong.
Oh.
Dad wrote all that.
Oh, in
on.
And
color.
all that information on the back.
And.
That's your dad.
Oh, yeah. Just stuff
Can you grab
that you
thumb drive just
may
for
or may not use.
Oh, and just give it to her. Oh,
If you,
this was yours.
Yeah.
if you give it to me at some point, I don't think there's anything else in here that's.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Oh. There's that fabulous photo of our family
Oh,
Oh,
cute.
my goodness.
that your dad took.
Oh, boy.
And I can look at this picture and say, we have that platter, I know which box it's in, we have that picture, it's in the same box with the platter, and so forth. And so each one of these photo albums has, again, like I say, marked the pages
Yeah, thank
that
you for marking the pages.
look as if they might be interesting to you. I didn't mark this one.
Oh, that's on the beach.
Salmon
Is that the first
barbecue
barbecue?
on the beach.
This is the salmon barbecue from, I think, 51. And my
It's
dad
got the whole
wrote down
story on the
everyone's
back,
names.
yeah.
That's what we don't have.
So that could be useful.
Very.
And then,
That is wonderful.
Gonna fall.
Sure.
Here. I wanna see.
and I don't know if you want to use this one or not, but it's a picture of my brother blowing bubbles.
Oh, you bet. As long as it's on Guemes, it qualifies.
Oh, even a date, it does have a date, January 20th something.
And then,
Oh,
Guess who, huh?
Waddy
Let me see what-
Oh, yeah.
with a lamb.
With a lamb, holding a lamb. You know what, he still
Lower
looks like,
right-hand
he
corner.
still looks like that. He really does,
He does?
yeah.
Huh? But bigger. Little Waddy.
But he has that same face.
what do you got there?
It's the lower right-hand corner.
He's on the land, no, the land.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he looks
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these are just general
60.
Guemes Island, and you can choose what you want to include on the website.
Wonderful.
And I think there's one more photo here that. Oh, yeah.
Scotch tape.
Here we go.
Oh, I was just saying I closed it before.
Jack's Pond and the Tarzan swing on our beach. And, oh, there's Little Waddy again.
David Ashback.
Glenn will recognize all these photos.
Didn't ever change.
Okay,
This is great.
End of box. Look at
that's
that.
it.
That's a lot.
That's terrific.
Unbelievable.
So as you can imagine, these are all extremely valuable to us. Of course, that goes on this one. We want them back, but there's, oops,
I thought it was the blue
this
one.
one with my brother blowing bubbles.
That one.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
here
was
it
in
is,
that
I
one.
want it in this one. In fact, I'll put it in the front, so it's easier to find.
Yeah, because that's a treasure, because we have lots of pictures of that, but nothing as clear as that.
That tells you who's who.
Yeah, and the names. And then also, we had Clippinger, salmon barbecue, one of these years, and right here on the back, it says all 3 years, like, because we went this year, this year, this year, and it's like, now we know.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. Oh, my gosh.
Treasure trove, the treasure trove.
When she got in the accident. How old was your mother when she got in the accident and died?
She was 71,
Too early.
Yeah, way too early.
yeah, way too young.
Kittens. Oh, my
But it was
gosh.
an instant, so that was instant. When she got here, it was instant.
Well, that's,
That's the only good thing about it.
every time I go past that,
Right.
I know.
In fact, I thought about it today. As I'm driving through, I thought, well, if it was here, then it was over there.
I
And,
call it, it's her stoplight.
oh, yeah, and the stoplight, they got the stoplight. Yeah, the stoplight was not there.
No.
She was on her way to a nursery because the house was going to be on a garden tour.
Oh,
So it was February and she was doing that.
is this Terry Sawyer? Is that Terry Sawyer? It says Kit and Terry. Doesn't that look like him?
Yeah,
I think it's
It
Kit.
does,
I
that
think
is
it's Terry
Sawyer.
Sawyer, yeah.
yeah.
That'll be interesting to see that.
Nice house.
The new house.
Oh, that's the one.
But they
We have boxes and boxes and boxes of letters.
I don't know, I'm not denying, I don't know.
To Ellen and all of the family. Some letters from Kurt Vonnegut too, but
This
not
is so fun.
some
Yeah.
several books that were signed by him that he sent to us and.
Oh, okay, amazing.
Birthday cards, every birthday
Kit,
card you can possibly
Thank you
imagine.
for so much for
Did I,
sharing this
did I
with
hear
us.
you say
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
letters
It
from
will
Kurt?
become
I
really
believe
an
that we do
important-
have some
Thank you so much
letters
for
from
sharing this
Kurt.
all.
Okay.
It'll become
Most
an
of the
important part of our
information
archives.
that we were able to glean about Kurt came from his wife's letters. And
If you
there
got
was
the
a
higher quality
guy
scanner,
who
some of the
wrote a
photos
book or
come in.
helped write a book, who had collected all of that stuff too. So it is in one place, I can't remember what that guy's name is, because it was quite a while ago.
That's nice, yeah, 'cause
But
I've always had
Not,
supplies.
the letters that you have, you still have?
Oh, we still have them, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, this other guy wanted to know more about Don Marquist. Do you know who Don Marquist is?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Well, he was Colonel stepfather for a while, and he wrote the
Maybe
comic
I should
strip,
have you,
something in Archie and the Hannibal or something
Oh,
like
yes,
that.
I've heard of it.
Oh, yeah, he did that.
He was the,
And then he was brought out to Los Angeles because they were going to try to make it animated.
Okay.
And it didn't go amicably, but Colonel was out here for quite a while with the with the movie star. They were
that's an interesting side story. I'd like to hear more about that
Oh,
sometime.
yeah. His, Colonel's background is very interesting because he came from a very wealthy family. And so all of the interesting things that happened. And then his dad died when he was 17 or 18 from alcoholism, things like that. So parents got divorced and she married Don Marquist. And then she died pretty young.
That's who Don Marquist was. Okay, I
Yes,
get
yeah,
it.
his stepfather.
And I'd love to read those letters. If you have, next time you come,
I'll talk to Kit about what.
if it's okay.
Something like that.
If it's not too personal or something,
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to read.
Yeah, especially like I said,
Where was that?
Jean, or is it Jean? Jean Vonnegut. Yeah, Jane. It was Jane, yeah.
We moved it down.
Of course, they got
I
divorced.
remember my
She's
sister.
dead.
It was originally on the.
I'm just such a huge fan of Kurt's writing.
Oh, yeah.
Anything about that guy just fascinates me. I want to know more.
You should come visit us.
Oh, okay.
Plan to spend the day. I'll sit in the corner, give you sandwiches and coffee, and you can look around.
Fantastic. I'll take you up on that.
You
That's great.
will, you should.
That's great.
Dad and Colonel bought
Mrs.
those lots
Miles,
side by
you know,
side.
she was kind of a bad teacher.
So you guys owned the Massett lot at some point?
She wasn't
Okay.
interested in certain things, and so we didn't do them, like singing. I
Yeah.
got to the fourth grade in town, and all the, singing every Thursday afternoon, and I didn't, what, singing? I don't know these songs.
Mom said she had asthma, and so she would start getting an attack, and rather than us watching her, she would send us out to play. So the reason why she couldn't teach very well was because she had asthma attacks.
So Kit, you sent me some of your mother's shoreline writings, and it was after the first cookbook that I did, so I didn't have them in that cookbook. So anyway, he sent me two of her essays, and so then, at the time, Joseph Miller was my right-hand guy, and he figured out how to put it in here. So here are two of her things about Guemes. So I just wanted you to see where they are. We had to put them at the end just because.
Do we have that book?
It's a good
No,
place for
you
'em.
have one of these, but you don't have the one with
Okay, I was
with
gonna
her.
say, I don't remember them being in there, but I
No,
remember
it
being a
wasn't,
color.
it
Yeah.
wasn't. But then I just say, Beth and I visited with Kit Vonnegut and Beth at their 60th anniversary. I didn't say who I didn't write my name. It's like, I said I, so he saw it, and it was like, then I didn't say why. It's like, oh geez, his mother
Note to
wrote
self.
Yes, like, but it's like, you're saying Bud and I, and then it's like they're gonna go, Bud and her. Anyway, there you go. Yeah. So like, I think the third printing has the essays.
Is that spinach hooey, her recipe still in here?
That was in the other one, Kit.
Well, it would be in there, but it's where her essays are at the back, and I
Oh, I
just
see.
included like 30 recipes from the old cookbooks in there, and we did include hers in there. Yeah, so it's in there, that's in there still, too.
fairly new.
When did that
Oh,
edition
very
come out?
nice.
Well,
3757.
oh, well, I mean, we've really only
That's a
done
different
3,
edition than
so
we have.
when did the last time we
That's
ordered?
a
I don't know, 6
newer
months ago.
edition, yeah.
The kids asked for it because.
But it just didn't have, I just didn't have that, I hadn't seen Kit since then, so we got in a conversation at the reunion, so that's how this happened.
So what did you think of my trivia question?
Oh, I actually presented them to, and then Glenn denied it. Glenn said that there was no dynamite.
Well, it could have been one of the other older
I didn't
boys.
say that there was no, I said I don't know about parts of the story. About the fish,
Okay.
the dead fish.
But I did, while we were waiting for you, I read them I read them the questions, and Glenn got the Schiller question right. He almost got the Bing Cherry and the Royal Anne, he called it Queen Anne, and then he got Cliff Wangle right. And then,
Yeah, Queen Anne's
and he
probably
denied the dynamite part, those are the only ones I got.
right. And I thought of one coming down here, Bubbles had the first swimming pool, if you haven't already thought of that.
I think we might have, I don't think we have a swimming pool thing out here, yeah, that's a good one, we could add that though. But I don't know what year, we have to, I want a little more documentation.
And the origin of the name Dog Island.
Oh, yeah, we've got that,
Okay.
we've got a lot of Indian stuff in here. So, yeah, we got that covered.
Well, Colonel and Helen used to bring our son here a lot, so there is also,
Oh,
that
that's
continues. And, we all came over last summer, I think, with our grandkids and with my son and his wife, and we climbed Mount Guemes, so, the kids have a little good idea, so I think maybe when they get a little older, but they've moved to, Missouri.
Oh,
So, yeah,
They won't be
kinda
dropping
stops
by.
everything, doesn't it?
That was there.
Missouri, as my mom calls
Oh,
it.
yeah, yeah,
Missouri, right.
and St. Louis, instead of St. Louis, it's
Yeah,
St. Louis,
St. Louis.
yeah.
It's been a pleasure, thank you.
The Jeep and trailer, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
Can I endorse it? I'll just take it.
a little baby and a cat in a sack,
Yes, and a little trailer.
that's great. This is
So,
lovely.
they must have had everything else that I grew up with shipped out later because
Yeah,
no way did the
that's
dining room
nothing.
table fit in that trailer, but.
My memory is, of some place where they were, putting up electric lines. Do we have a picture like that? Seems to me that I remember a picture of Colonel stringing wire.
Like power lines kind of
Yeah.
thing?
Yeah, maybe not.
I think I must have read the article that the men on the island erected the poles and Puget Power's linemen came and got it.
Okay,
Doc
maybe it
Finley was kind of the main man on that.
was he a dentist.
No, he knew all about power, and Bubbles' husband, Doc Finley. And, he was a big player in the whole thing. He had the equipment to set the poles and stuff. I remember I used to go out at times and watch him drill holes and stuff, and he was going up the road there. Fall asleep watching him.
There's a photo in the store on the wall at the base of the stairs up, they go up to the loft, of like 5 housewives standing around and one guy pushing a meter into a box. Like the power was gonna be turned on any minute now, and they're all just waiting. It looks posed and it's a super clear picture, so I'm guessing it was a newspaper. But it's, yeah, a newspaper shot
Yeah,
or
they had a
something.
big ceremony at the hall, lights on, it was a big
Lights
deal.
on, and then they all threw their oil lamps in a well, because they were so tired of burning oil lamps.
She was so happy, she went out and threw all of her old lamps, they probably all had valuable antiques.
Yeah, oh, and today they'd be really valuable, yeah.
Do you remember that happening, the lights
Well,
coming
yeah,
on?
well, I was there, yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, but it was a big deal for sure.
Yeah.
And they had bought, I don't know whether it was that night or not, but and I still have it, is what's it called, it changes records,
Phonograph?
What?
The Victrola?
No, it's you coin a.
Jukebox,
Jukebox.
Yeah.
They had that, they bought that, and you could go down there and put your
Wow.
nickel in it and listen to these songs.
over and over,
We
amazing.
still have that in the barn.
You have the jukebox? Oh, you have any idea what that's worth? Because collectors,
It isn't functional. Well,
That doesn't matter.
It's all there.
Oh, the collectors would pay you a pretty penny for that, yeah.
We finish it.
No, I'm saving it, I'm saving it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll call the American Pickers and have
I don't
them
even
come
know
out.
how we ended up with it, really.
Kid, I remember when the house looked like that, when, I mean, your house, you know,
Yeah.
remember when it looked like that?
Yeah.
I mean, that wasn't that long ago.
No, I was gonna say the last time we saw it, it pretty much looked like
Yeah,
that too.
yeah.
Nothing has changed, and then I went back to get, the big pavers that she had made, and that's when I realized that we could never go back there again. They have the gates over it and everything,
Oh,
and, that's before I knew that they were gonna do
Yeah,
that,
they-
otherwise
she-
it would have
You
asked.
would have done it ahead of
She
time.
made
yeah.
stepping stones, Dad had poured the concrete for her, and she took those red rocks you find on the beach, and, you know, one was a seahorse, one was a starfish.
Oh,
Rocks
the
and stuff
Indian
like that.
machine stones?
Yeah, and it would have really meant a lot to
Yeah.
us to have them, but.
So, we got a photo, but.
Yeah. But it was like that when we were there. It was summer, but it still looked pretty much like
Yeah.
that, except for the big swimming pool.
Oh, right. Sal Warner put that in, yeah. Oh, but that
Wait,
just
how
looks the
big
same.
were those stones?
Oh, yeah, here it is,
I'm
another
gonna say
picture.
they were pretty
They
big,
were,
concrete.
yeah, they were.
This is where the pool, what ended up, Sal Warner put in a pool. She had 6
My
kids, who could
husband
blame her?
was President for many years.
Yes.
I
Sal
think
Warner,
he
and that's
took
why she
those
put in
to
a
the
pool.
house
I
over
mean,
there
you
that
want your,
Right.
and they're all boys.
At the place across from the farm.
You want them to have a little
Yeah,
activity.
seems
Oh.
like,
Kitten, kitten.
Gosh, we'd recognize them instantly, we would know whether they were
Yeah,
person or not.
Well, I could show you a photo, but I have to go home and get that year's photo book, you know.
my son lives there now,
I gotta take a picture of that.
so if I could, yeah, I think Tom had saved them, but when he died a few years ago, about 3 years ago, I don't think my son knew what they were, and I didn't know what they were, but I will certainly
Look and see.
Yeah, they're, yeah, a paver about yay by yay, and it's red,
Yeah.
those red beach rocks that you
think
find.
so.
With pictures on them, yeah, that she had made
Yeah,
out of the rocks
I'll
and
bet
stuff.
her.
Oh, that would be so
How did
That would be,
he
that'd
end
be
up with it?
fabulous.
Huh?
How did he end up with it?
I don't know, because I wasn't involved with the History Society for a while, and I was over at the point, and, but I remember going over there and I saw them and I thought, what are these? Where, I thought they were bubbles, but
how many dogs now?
now it's like going, oh.
That would be a great
I
find if
know
that's what
those
they
things
are,
they
yeah,
are.
yeah.
How about that?
So, I will look into that and,
That's exciting, even to think that, even though you might not find them, even to think that somebody thought they were special enough to save for a while anyway.
I'm pretty sure they're over there.
Oh, good.
So I will,
Leaving for Cyprus.
if
That's
they're
arm
yours,
like
I'll
looking
pick,
down.
I need, you have his phone number?
Beth talks about them going camping over there with motorcycles and stuff. Can you imagine us letting you guys do that at that age?
We did it with Bud.
Yeah, yeah.
Thinking,
But they were 13 years old going by themselves.
Yeah, I noticed them, I go, wonder where these came from.
Oh, that is a great picture.
You think
Yeah,
that
this is
Tom
fabulous.
just got them because somebody said that he should have them for the
Yeah,
historical
I
society?
think, and he might have known, but he died so
Yeah.
quick
Nice
that
little product.
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff I'm finding and going, oh,
Well, now you know, that's great.
Yeah.
Maybe.
but that would be really
That would be
cool.
very
That would be
exciting.
fabulous.
So, yeah,
You gotta-
I'll work on that.
Okay.
you gotta fur
Yeah,
ball.
and let Dawn know, and
Yeah,
because
okay.
it's,
If they're bothering you, let me know.
Yeah, that would be very, yeah, pretty together.
Because I
Sitting
realized-
around.
They just
Start
start
shaking.
yeah, that'd be worth it.
Until you said.
Another trip to the island.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you gotta come back for the photos, so you can kinda get them if they're there.
We can maybe give them the photos.
Yeah, that's,
Kit, this is just wonderful what you put together. I know. Kit, this is wonderful what you put together.
Oh,
And also, you should know that he has put this together for our family, so we have a whole Vonnegut, collection that he's done, plus we have my family as
boy.
well, for our grandkids, because you know, these days people take pictures, and where are they? very
No,
rare.
right.
And you never ever
No.
watch them, and the kids never look at
No.
them. And so I'm thinking that when the grandkids get a little older, they're going to be
It'll
really
mean something to them.
interested
Yeah,
in this.
Yeah.
Cool.
So Kit, thank you so much for coming. This has been an
Well,
incredible afternoon
I
with you.
had no idea what to expect. This exceeded my expectations.
Well, we like to do that.
Well,
We just is up to that. Yeah, and so, our archivist, Claudia, will be taking a lot of the videos that you sent in the loose scrapbooks and, put them on, we'll give them,
Yeah, I've got her phone number now, and
Yep.
so, at some point I'll text you so you got mine, and that way we can, you know, if you have any questions, or if I'm getting anxious, it's been 2 years.
Yeah, it may take a while.
It might take
but
that long.
still-
Yeah, I know.
Still-
I mean, I've been working, the Vonnegut book, of the family history book, is about this thick. And so I started working on that 3 years ago, and I finished it last year, and then I've got the McFarland book, which I just finished, and then I've got her, you know, her mom and dad's line still to do, so. Some of it, since I don't have boxes of stuff about her family, going online and finding things on the internet is really fun.